and welcome back to Tech Tides. It feels great to reconnect after a little break, and we are returning with a topic that couldn't be more urgent. Ransomware, one of the biggest and boldest threats of the has been wreaking havoc globally. But what about its impact right in India? Today I'm joined by my colleague Nitin, who has just released a groundbreaking report diving into this very question, which is a much needed perspective in the cybersecurity landscape. In this episode, I'll be putting Nitin in the hot seat, asking him about the findings and insights from his report. So before anything, I would like to welcome Nitin to today's episode. Welcome, Nitin.
Thank you, Rakesh. It's always a pleasure to join you and discuss on the emerging or topics, especially the technical topics that are very prevalent in today's context.
Great. So, Nitin, as I mentioned, right, as an extension to what I just mentioned, ransomware reports specifically focusing on India are few and far between. Like, you have taken a unique step in crafting a report that probably highlights Indian businesses and their views on ransomware. So, my first question to you would be this: what inspired you to choose this topic? Was there a specific motivation behind choosing ransomware as an area and as a topic?
Well, Rakesh, that's really a thought-provoking question to begin with. Yes, you are right. There are not many India-specific ransomware reports out there in the market. So coming to the question of what made me to choose this topic, just to give you a perspective, just to set the context, there are few numbers that I would like to put forth for our audience. So cybersecurity incidents in India have grown by almost 200% from 2019 to 2020. And around 25 to 30% of cybersecurity jobs in India remain unfulfilled or vacant. And India saw a big push for digitization around the same years. It began in 2017-18, and it still continues to happen. Probably, if we ask, around 50% of the businesses, Indian enterprises, still say that they will continue to spend on digital initiatives in their organization. And to a certain extent, factors such as COVID also expedited the digitization processes in India. So the point that I'm trying to make here is, so factors such as digitization and cybersecurity measures, they don't go hand in hand, at least in the Indian context. The pace at which the digital evolution is happening, the cybersecurity measures are not evolving at the same pace. So this makes cybersecurity or attackers see India as a highly potential target. And the growing instances of these attacks is making businesses to realize that ransomware is not just another kind of cyber attack. If not seen seriously, these kind of attacks can have far-reaching consequences, because there is a stark difference between any other kind of cyber attack or a ransomware kind of attack. Just to give you a comparison, other forms of attack mostly are impact the IT systems of organizations, and mostly the IT teams will be involved in this. Whereas a ransomware attack not just attacks the IT alone, but also dents the company's finances and reputations. And the teams involved here are not just IT teams, but also the senior management, the legal advisors, law enforcement agencies, and whatnot. So basically, other forms of attacks mostly exploits the technical flaws that are there in the organization. But as I said, the brand image, the reputation, all goes for a toss when it comes to ransomware kind of attack. And these kind of the remedial measures for other forms of attack is mostly the technical measures. You bring in certain solutions, but a ransomware kind of attack doesn't only require technical measures, but also it's a continuous process involving backups, trainings, management, and other protocols to be followed. So as this attack vectors continue to increase in the Indian context, we thought we will try to capture the voice of Indian businesses as to what they think about as an attack like ransomware. So hence we chose this topic.
Wonderful. I think that's a very valuable perspective, and it is particularly interesting to consider how ransomware differs fundamentally from other types of cyber attacks and how it can have much more serious, far-reaching consequences, right?
Yeah.
But you did mention about how digital transformation has contributed to the rise in cyber attacks and, as an extension, ransomware attacks, right?
Mhm.
In this context, I have a couple of questions. A, what aspects of digital businesses do attackers find most attractive when going for ransomware, right? And B, what would you say is a prime target for ransomware attackers? Just your thoughts on these two.
Yeah. So, Rakesh, it is indeed, there are certain things that ransomware attackers specifically target. In this case, it is they see data as a price catch for them. They build strategies around how to attack the very core of business, which is the data. So around 78% of businesses in India see data as a key competitive advantage asset for them. So another aspect is the valuation of Indian brands have grown by around 150% in the last decade, and data is playing a critical role in this. So since data is becoming a core for business, attackers try to create a maximum impact by specifically targeting the data backup repositories. And unfortunately, more than 1/3 of businesses in India do not have a specific backup strategy. So attackers see this as an opportunity, and they are hell bent to target companies' backup in order to create maximum impact. So that is one aspect of this. Another aspect is the rise of cryptocurrency. If we when I was doing this research on ransomware, nearly 70% of businesses pay ransom via cryptocurrencies. More specifically, Bitcoin has emerged as a most common way through which attackers demand ransom today. Because this makes them almost untraceable. So the overall idea of attackers is to encrypt data and demand ransom via cryptocurrencies. So this is the kind of modus operandi that most of the ransomware attackers have been. I mean, they have grown their expertise around this.
Wonderful. I think you raise a very critical point here now, because if I recollect, ransomware as a concept might not be new, but cryptocurrency has provided these attackers with anonymity, which in turn gives them a level of security and convenience. So the impact of ransomware, I would say, has exacerbated over this period, primarily owing to cryptocurrency. That's a great answer, but which leads me to the next question. Given these threats, various kinds of ransomware threats, what are some of the essential steps that businesses should take to minimize the impact of ransomware attack? I'm sure you would have conducted your research on it, so I would just like to probe your thoughts on it. And along with that, are there any particular strategies that can make a substantial difference? I'm asking this question because primarily ransomware today, at least, is being seen as a threat, wherein if you are attacked, you have no other choice but to either pay the ransom or let go of your data. At least that's what the major opinion is. So, what would be your take on the strategies that businesses should employ to counter the impact of ransomware?
Yeah, so you're right there, Rakesh. When you say that either you pay the ransom or you do away with, I mean, there are larger losses for a company to bear. So to answer your question, I see there. Based on the research that I have done, based on the inputs that I have received, I see there can be a three-pronged approach here. The first being the immediate response. As per the industry standards, first 4-5 hours post ransomware attack proves to be a crucial time for organizations to take decisive steps. So when I say decisive steps, I mean disconnecting and quarantining the affected systems, identifying the what is the ransom variant that has affected the system, and again identifying the extent to which the systems, the extent of which to which the damage has been done, the systems that have got affected, and also ensuring that the backups are not affected. And then generally what happens is when something like ransomware attack happens, the businesses might rush to restore their systems. So the general practice is they need not have to rush to restore their system. They can wait to assess what is the kind of damage that has been done. Or you might see that the moment you restore the system, there might be some other systems that might have been affected, which might again create a chain of reaction and trigger the attacks. And another part is about notifying the concerned authorities, again notifying the customers about the attack. Also, as a standard protocol, issuing a public statement about the attacks, and also seeking help from the experts within the industry. It might be from the solution providers or any other stakeholders for that. The second approach is the long-term plan that they need to have. First of all, the businesses need to come out of the mindset that they won't be attacked. We see that around 55% of the businesses who have been hit by ransomware attacks in the past thought they will not be affected by something like these kind of attacks. So that mindset has to slowly, gradually get diminished for businesses to think about something like the remedial measures. And another aspect is they need to have a strong backup strategy, which needs to evolve as businesses and their strategies evolve. And this backup strategy should more importantly complement the cybersecurity strategies. Most of the organizations, if we see the backup strategy and the cyber strategies, do not operate in alignment and operate as silos. That creates room for vulnerabilities and then eventually can lead to attacks. Also as a standard practice, businesses specifically for something like ransomware attack, businesses should have cyber insurance as a hygiene, so that if at all attack happens, they have there is not a lot of damage that is done to their operations. And lastly, there is a need for businesses to work in terms of building a comprehensive ecosystem. So when I say comprehensive ecosystem, the businesses need to work closely with different stakeholders, be it the ransomware solution providers, the backup solution providers, managed security service providers, cyber insurance providers for that matter. all these stakeholders should come and work as a team to tackle something like a ransomware kind of attack. So this coordination and cooperation can help businesses to a great extent to deal with something like a ransomware kind of attack.
Great answer. I think it is indeed reassuring to know that such a proactive approach, combining backups, cyber insurance, and coordinated effort from providers can go a long way in mitigating these risks. I guess those are the questions that I had for you today. So thank you so much, Nitin, for sharing these vital insights. And I'm sure your report does an outstanding job of shedding light on some of these unique challenges that Indian businesses face in their fight against ransomware. To our listeners, if you want to dive deeper into this topic, I highly recommend downloading Nitin's report. I can assure you that it's packed with valuable information and practical strategies that can help organizations stay prepared. Kudos to you, Nitin, for such a thorough and timely work on this pressing issue. Stay tuned for our next episode. And as always, thank you for tuning in to Tech Tides. We'll see you in our next episode.
Thank you, Rakesh. As I said, it's always pleasure to connect with you to discuss these interesting topics. I'm sure whatever work we have done in terms of ransomware, this report comes in handy for all our audience and all those industry folks who are keen to know what is happening in the Indian business landscape as far as ransomware kind of threat goes.
Well, of course, I believe that your report will be of immense use to our listeners and readers alike. So you guys, please download our report. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below this video and we'll be happy to take them. Thank you so much.